Okay, as America's honesty broker, I love Big J journalism. Let's break the story. It just happened. Arizona has rightly agreed to a 5-year deal with Kyler Murray. It just happened officially. $230 million, $160 million guaranteed. He is now the second highest quarterback average salary behind Aaron at 46. Now, you say to yourself, whoa, folks, whoever signs the salary, it's the highest salary for 6 months. So by the end of the year or next year, it'll be the fourth, fifth highest salary, so on, so on. I don't have a problem with it. Aaron makes $50 million guaranteed. Kyler's going to make 46. This is something I've been ranting on for 3 weeks. I read all these stories about Kyler Murray. Well, what's his ceiling? Well, who the hell knows what his ceiling is? We don't even know if he has the right coach yet. Here's what you have to ask yourself with elite talent. I don't care if it's a talk show host, it's a singer, it's an actor, it's a quarterback, it's a star soccer player. This is why you have to pay them. What are you without them? Because we all know there's a limited number of great in America. 10% of real estate agents sell 80% of the homes. Find the industry. There's not a lot of great. There's a lot of average, pretty good, very good. There's not a lot of great. So if you get somebody who's really, really talented, and his numbers have gotten better 3 years in a row, that again in a tough division, that again with a head coach many of you don't think is anything more than a glorified college coach, you pay him. I don't care what the salary is. Arizona is irrelevant, in chaos, and lousy without him. I don't worry too much. To me, once you know somebody is great, get on the phone, get their agent, pay them early, because the salaries are just going up. I was telling my wife this the other day. We had this discussion. And maybe it's just because we live in Los Angeles, which is just too expensive for everybody. I don't care if you're middle class or upper class. It's just too expensive. Everything's too expensive. It's a beautiful city, but it's expensive. And I said, we just bought a house a year ago. And I said, go on Realtor.com. It looks like a year later, we got a steal for a house that we thought we paid a reasonable price for. Everything goes up. Everything. I just bought airline tickets for August. They're like double what they were a year ago. Everything goes up. Kyler Murray at $46 million, 5-year deal. In 3 years, you're going to look at that and go, oh, he's the 6th highest paid quarterback in the league. What is Arizona without him? I know what they were because it was 3 years ago. They were terrible. And in this league, Jay Glazer said this years ago, and it is so spot on. What you don't want to do in this league is drive to the facility Monday through Friday or the stadium on Sunday, knowing you've got very little chance to win. If Kyler Murray's your quarterback, you can win every game potentially. Doesn't mean you will. But you know he can make plays others can't. He's the closest thing to Russell Wilson. He's even more elusive now than Russell is. Not quite as big. Maybe doesn't read a defense. He's not as experienced. He's not as refined as Russell Wilson. But he's the closest thing to Russell in this league, and Russell's going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. So Arizona got their guy. He locked him in. It doesn't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl. It doesn't mean they're going to win playoff games. It means they're relevant. They're viable. They could win a Super Bowl. And that's the league. I hear this. I talked about this yesterday. Well, what's their ceiling? Well, ceiling has so many elements to it. I mean, Matt Stafford, what was his ceiling? Did you know he was going to come to L.A. and win the Super Bowl? You figured that out. You knew that. I mean, for years we thought he was really good. Now he's great. What if the next 4 years he wins another? That's more than Aaron Rodgers. So what is Matt Stafford's ceiling? Well, we didn't realize it until he got a legitimate organization. And so we really don't know. Do the Cardinals have a great owner? I don't know. Most think no. Do they have a great coach? There's an argument to be made. Shanahan's better in his division. McVay is better, and Pete's better. They may have the 4th best coach in their division. Not saying they do. There's an argument out there. So they're relevant this morning. Here we go. I have them making the playoffs. I have them finishing second. I think they could win the division. I wouldn't be surprised. $160 million guaranteed. That's cartoon money. We don't know what that is. It's just a lot of money. But $230 million, $160 million guaranteed. When I look at those numbers, I don't think it's outrageous. I mean, in the context of what we're paying people, could you give him $300 million if he was never hurt? I do think there's an argument Arizona can make that, hey, we're going to pay you early. You got to give us a little break. We're paying you early. And we are concerned a little bit. You've gotten dinged up a couple times. So I look at this and I don't see it as team unfriendly. I don't know if it qualifies as team friendly, but I think it's a pretty good deal for the Arizona Cardinals. It's going to put Kyler. He's set for life. His whole family is. But I look at this contract a little like I look at the Patrick Mahomes contract. It's not too punitive to the team. Chiefs are fine. Chiefs can go out and get players. Arizona's going to be fine. So I think anytime you get paid early, you take a little less usually. That's the deal. Mahomes took a little less instead of going to the market potentially. That's kind of the rule, right? You take a little bit less. And I think if Kyler would have waited a year, he could have gotten more. But in the end, he is a smaller athlete. He has been dinged up a couple times. I think Kyler getting the money now is probably the smart play. Remember, even LeBron James knew. LeBron James for years and years took one-year contracts. Then LeBron started getting dinged up. And LeBron's like, I'll stick around for a couple of years. And so I do think the injury thing here with Kyler is I am a little smaller. I do run around, put myself in harm's way. I'm going to take the money early. Mm-hmm. I think that's good by he and his agent. I'm going to take the money a little early. I think if I was Kyler's agent, I'd rather have the money now. Like Josh Allen, I can assure you, he's going to be around for a decade. If you told me Kyler plays 6 more great years, 7 shuts it down, Josh Allen's playing for another 12. He's going to be Big Ben. He's going to be effective. There's going to be a long, long list. Now at the end, because Josh runs around and gets popped, it may not be pretty. But I think size, athlete style, take it now, little less. I don't know if I'd qualify this as team friendly, but I think both sides win. How about that? Both sides today win.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.